Jay Fallon here. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope. So last week, there was a big hoo-ha in Launceston, which is, if you're not from Australia, it's in the state of Tasmania, the little island down the bottom of Australia. A small city. I suppose it's classified as a city. Anyway, it's pretty small in Tasmania. And right now, we are in the middle of the World Pride celebrations, I think. And then next weekend, this coming weekend, it'll be the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras. I think that ends off the celebrations, okay, of this the Pride celebrations. Anyway, so Launceston has had they've had a drag queen show at the library, and it's billed for children, which I think is really what the issue has been. And so there was a bit of a little bit of a protest, people just standing outside saying, hey, this isn't good for children. I'm going to read through this article here. It's from the ABC. So it says Christian lobby, a deputy premier pushback over. Now, I don't particularly want to pronounce this name of the drag queen. I'm going to pronounce it Poppins. So yeah, it's spelled Pussay. Pussay Poppins drag storytime event at Launceston Library. So it says that Tasmanian's education minister is resisting calls to cancel a book reading by a drag queen at a state-run library, even as the state's deputy premier declared he wouldn't be taking my children. That's what he said. So the Launceston Library is hosting drag storytime next Wednesday in celebration of Tas Pride and World Pride 2023. So the event, aimed at 2 to 5-year-olds, is free and has already sold out. So yeah, look, this event is aimed at 2 to 5-year-olds. It's been promoted as a chance for toddlers to frock up, dress up, and throw on a tiara, while Tasmanian drag performer Pussay Poppins takes us on adventures in Crocodile and Whitney and Brittany Chicken Divas. At a media conference on Monday, Deputy Premier Michael Ferguson was asked if he supported the library hosting the event. He says, I think a lot of people would express concern, and it's important that parental choice be the determining factor here, but I wouldn't be taking my children, the Conservative Liberal said. Drag storytime events have been held at libraries across Australia, but this is the first time Launceston has hosted one. All libraries across Tasmania are run and funded by the Tasmanian government. In a post on the Australian Christian Lobby Facebook page, Tasmanian director Christopher Brohire said drag shows are not what Tasmanian parents expect their government to promote as toddlers' entertainment. A brief perusal of Poppins' website reveals the sexualized nature of this drag queen's adult entertainment repertoire, which I've got to agree with. The main issue I have with all of this stuff right here is that these, it was always adult entertainment. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever been to one, but you would go, I assume, to watch someone dress up in ridiculous kind of outfits and put on a dance show, miming to music. And it was just a bit, and some kind of cabaret, and it was a bit of fun, I suppose. Making stupid jokes, whatever. But it was adults. Adults did this. This is targeted towards children, and you got to ask yourself, what kind of parents think that this is okay to go to? Anyway, so I'll go further down. The Launceston Library would not comment on the debate, but had previously acknowledged on social media that the event may not appeal to everyone. Drag story times are held in libraries around Australia and the world to promote diversity. I've got to ask, why is it that you need a man dressed as he's not even dressed as a woman, but dressed in just absolutely ridiculous costumes, very sexualized costumes, pretending to be a woman, Why is that diversity? How is that diverse? Isn't you need people with diverse thinking, diverse intelligence, diverse ways of looking at things to be able to help overcome problems and issues, not someone your sexual desires doesn't show diversity. One may argue it shows depravity. Anyway, so it says, it goes on to say, if you prefer other ways of expressing diversity to your children, this event will be fun, friendly, and inclusive, but it may not be for you. Tas Pride spokesperson Vincent Bound said he was unfortunately not surprised by the calls for the events to be cancelled. So listen, and this is the main issue. It's always been this warning. People standing up and saying, eventually this is going to come for the children, for your children. And we are seeing more and more that that's exactly what's happening now. It's not enough just to have the adults and the very young adults and late teenagers. They've got to go for the 2 and 5-year-olds to try and give an impression on their young minds to get them going to this area of diversity, which I think they've got the wrong view of diversity. Anyway, so I wanted to have a look. I don't really want to have a look. I don't normally look at this stuff. This is anyway, we're going to have a look at the page of Poppins. So Poppins page. I'm going to show you the page because I think this shows the argument that people are saying it's very sexualized. This is adult entertainment. It's very sexualized. Why is this kind of sexualized entertainment being used to entertain or educate children? It's not right. It's wrong. I don't think it should be happening. But just I don't know. Anyway, here I'll show you what I'm talking about. You tell me what you think. So here it is. Check out the outfit that this Poppins is wearing here on the top. It's anyway. So Tassie's premier drag artist. Okay, your go-to queen for premium drag. Poppins is the Tasmanian queen with 2 heads, and one of them is tucked away. Now, this is what Poppins has in his little headline here, underneath the headline. And this is being billed as children's entertainment to educate them in diversity. This is the kind of trope that so-called educators want to use to educate, to entertain 2-year-olds, 2 to 5-year-olds. Poppins is known for entertaining audiences big and small with her razor-sharp wit, H&M modified costumes, and subpar dance moves. This drag dynamo has a passion for supporting the LGBTQ blah 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 community in Tas, creating and hosting events across the state and making her irritable bowel disease everyone's business. If you're looking for something unique, quirky, and fun for your next event, grab this queen by the, and then it has the name, Pussay. Okay, so we'll scroll down and have a look at, I'm sure it'll have some costumes in here. There you go, the pics. These are the kinds of costumes that this so-called, well, now it's a children's entertainer, isn't they? The kinds of costumes that he, she, whatever they want to be called. Look at this. Is this really the kinds of outfits that we should be for a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old? They're very, come on. Imagine if he rocked up in this kind of outfit. It's very, very sexualized. The nun's outfit. I don't know. I just, anyway, so that's the kind of thing. It's very sexualized. That's all I'm trying to say. And yet, the Launceston Library are making excuses. I've got to know what you think. Okay, you probably know where I stand on this. I think this is wrong, completely wrong. This is not the kind of thing that we should be billing as entertainment for children. I'd have to question what kind of person you are if you're an adult, you make your own decisions. But 2-year-olds to 5-year-olds, and then their parents taking them to this kind of entertainment. And then they say, well, this is to help educate children on diversity. My thoughts are that it is actually sexual depravity. It is entertainment of a highly sexualized nature. It doesn't really show diversity. It just shows a man dressed up as a female in highly sexualized outfits and then prancing around trying to be funny and entertain people. And this is being billed as diversity training for children. I don't think it's right. I think it's quite pathetic. I think Launceston Library should be ashamed of themselves, but they probably wouldn't be because it's Pride Week, Pride Month, whatever the heck it is right now. I thought we have Pride Month in June, don't we? Now we've got Pride, whatever, and we're celebrating the LGB thing. But it's all about the pride of man. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Is this really good entertainment for children 2 to 5 years old? Really? I think it's depraved. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening to The Slippery Slope.